Dank delights, you know, you gotta get yourself in the right state of mind to cook. You gotta get your taste buds prepped to eat. And THC is pretty good for both those things. Nice Girl Scout cookie crumble. Some of the best you can get here in the middle of nowhere. Oh, all right, let's get to work. So salmon, keep the scales on unless you really don't want them. They're super hard to get off and they're pretty tasty anyways, especially if you're baking it, which we will be doing. So just get these into, you know, bite-sized pieces, throw these right on top of the pizza. So when you're cutting, it's really easy to go down with the knife first and then follow it back like that. And on the chicken, got a little nugget right here. Now this is pre-grilled chicken. Obvious, salmon's raw, but you're gonna wanna pre-cook your chicken. It will not bake in the oven as quickly as the cheese will melt. But the salmon will. Salmon bakes pretty fast. Go. Already there. Pizza dough, pizza crust. Should pop that. Get your hands all in it. Now dough is kind of like wax. It'll get stuck all over your fingers. You kind of got to get used to handling it. But, you know, once you do, it's well worth the investment. And, you know, you're just going to get a ball of dough. It doesn't have to look pretty. It can be as lopsided as you want to. Sometimes it's even more fun that way. You get a variety of different textures of crust. And you know what? It kind of looks like a D, so that's how we're going to keep it. Dank delights. Next move is going to be throw some quick garlic down. Fresh new container. Just pick that up with your hands. Sprinkle it around. Like so. Boom, boom. Time to make some pesto. So with pesto, you're going to want a decent amount of olive oil. It's really easy. You just take your Italian seasoning, basil, pop the lid off, not gonna need that, and you just scrape a ton in there. Mix it up with whatever you want to. Boom, pesto, easy as that. Boom. Now we'll just throw some olive oil onto that. And that'll be our sauce. No tomatoes here. No creamy Alfredo, none of that. Just simple basil, garlic, pesto, olive oil. That's all you really need. Now, time for the fun part. Peppers. Gordon Ramsay taught me this. If you don't know who that is, you should definitely check it out if you like cooking.
Have you actually ever sat at a table and watched 6 customers with his fucking donkey's dick swinging in front of their face? It's hilarious.
He's a legend. If you like cooking, you probably know who he is. Get rid of that, flip it over. Start cutting it upside down, just like this. Don't need none of that. And then simply dice it up again, forward, then back, down, forward, back. It's kind of more like a rocking motion than anything. Alright. Now onto the onions. If I tear up on camera, it's probably because I'm high. Onions are way easier, there's no rhyme or reason to them. You just kind of chop it up however you want to, make sure they're small enough. Or you can leave them chunky if you really want that flavor pop, but onions can get pretty spicy if you take a big bite of them. So with strong flavors like onion and garlic, you're going to want to keep them just very small quantities. Alright, that should take care of the veggie toppings. So it looks like we're good to throw down some cheese. This is just shredded mozzarella. Simple stuff here. And I just do enough to make sure you can't see the bottom. Any more than that, it can get kind of cakey. Takes a lot longer to bake. But throw on as much as you want. Just fool around with it. Now these are sun-dried tomatoes soaked in olive oil. I just got these from the grocery store, but you can do it yourself. Buy some sun-dried tomatoes, put them in olive oil, and that's it. Now for the chicken. This stuff is also store-bought, but I believe it's lemon pepper grilled chicken. So that'll be really nice since we're going to be throwing some lemon on ourselves. Throw some onions on there. Just a couple. Some peppers. Some salmon, of course. So earlier I'd said leave the scales on. I don't really know what happened with this particular fillet. It seemed like they're really hard to deal with. So, you know, always open to improvise. That's the most important rule. It's whatever's working at the time. And that little chunk should fill us off. Right there. Some lemon wedges, just like so. Don't want to overdo it. Lemon is like garlic or onion, strong flavor. If you overdo it, it can cancel out some of the other stuff that's in there. Just throw on that much. And then top it off with some Romano cheese, Parmesan cheese. Honestly, any of these crumbly cheeses are really good for topping off pizzas. Just like that. And I like spicy myself. That's the only flavor we're really missing here, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of cayenne powder. And we've had our oven preset at 420 degrees, of course. And, you know, now while your pizza's baking, there's only one thing to do. Have a short intermission before we get started with dessert. But little bit of flavor to the pizza. Let's get it nice and boxy in there. Puff, puff, pass. So, fun fact, I almost burned a house down. I did burn a kitchen down. The roach. I always drown them in the sink. Words of wisdom from someone who's been there. Alright, so this is like kind of a Mexican seafood fusion, but you know it's on pizza and we got the garlic pesto in there. Throw an Italian. Pretty much any culture that's close to the sea would fuck with this pizza. And anyone with a functioning mouth won't be able to talk on camera while they're eating it because it's just too good.
Oh, you get that nice cheesy lemon.
Oh yeah.
And then you get the meat. Oh, and the meat's just everything you could ever want.
But, you know, we're gonna sit here and talk about it and make you want to do it yourself. Wasn't that hard, you just throw a bunch of stuff on and put it in the oven.
Oh.
And you gotta taste it for yourself because we're not just bullshitting this trying to hype it up. It's that good, you gotta try it. Take a girl home, show her some dinner, bake her this, then take her to paradise. And, you know, just see where the night goes. You're trying to get some, you're trying to wife up, no matter what you're trying to do, bro. It'll come through, and you'll have a fun-ass time doing it, eat some dank food. This has been Dank Delights.